what I noticed some of the companies are complaining about the cyber attack. As a technical person, I thought to share one of the most common cyber attack, which is called DHCP starvation, and how the hackers achieve this kind of goals and how we can mitigate or reduce or stop these kind of services before it happen in our network industry or network topology. If that sounds interesting, let's jump on the board and see how we can mitigate or reduce this kind of attack. DHCP starvation. Before I discuss about the DHCP starvation, I think it's better to discuss about how DHCP works, and then we will discuss about the DHCP starvation. Okay. When a client doesn't have any IP, when a client looking for an internet, is looking for an internet protocol. So when a computer trying to access the internet, it required a protocol, which is called internet protocol or IP address. So how does it work with the DHCP? The client send a broadcast discover message to the server, to the DHCP server, and DHCP server receive a discover message, and the DHCP server responds with the available IP address. For example, in this scenario, our DHCP server is start from 192.168.1.1 and end up to 192.168.1.254. Responds with the available IP, which is 192.168.1.200. Means the rest has been used, 200 is for you. And the meanwhile, again, the client send the request, which is called the IP configuration packet. DHCP will accept the request and DHCP acknowledge with the packet, like, hey, you're good to go, the IP has been reserved, and the client will receive acknowledgement packet. Okay, this is how the DHCP works. And the hacker know the DHCP terminology and they know how the DHCP behave, they are putting themselves in the middle and trying to deny the service, and we can call the DOS as well. DOS, denial of service. How they denies our network or our DHCP server or services. They put their computer in the middle all the time. They're always in the middle. They put their computer in the middle, and since our DHCP is reserved up to 200, now if one of my client connect to the network and ask for the DHCP will assign 192.168.1.201, right? Because 200 is reserved in here. Now the DHCP will assign for new client 201 its own tools and send the request, ARP request, send the ARP request to my DHCP server and say, you know what, I need 100 IP address. The hackers send 100 ARP requests to DHCP server, and since our DHCP is not that much smart enough to distinguish or to discover, to find out which one is right and which one is wrong, more than 100 broadcast discover message, DHCP responsibility is to assign the IP address for each client. Problem number one, if you notice that our DHCP pool is start from 1 to 254 and it goes to 254. If the request cross over the 254, the DHCP is not get stuck. The DHCP does not have enough room for assigning the new IP. For example, if a hacker send 100 ARP requests for the DHCP will assign all the IPs to their request. If any of our new client get inside in our office and asking for internet, for example, he is a new client and trying to access the new internet, sending a request to DHCP, sending a request of like broadcast discover message, the DHCP will respond, excuse me, it is full. We don't have any free IP to give you. Now, this is called the denial of service. Our client will complain. Our client will complain that I'm not able to access the internet because the DHCP is full. We are, as a technical person, we know it is 254. The request is up to 101, 102, 101. What were the other requests? Where this all requests goes? Hacker, denial of service, denial of our service. Beside that, what the hacker do and start its own fake DHCP server. DHCP server. This is the fake DHCP server. Now, if any client in our office trying to access the internet, for example, client D, when it sends a request to DHCP, it does not go to this DHCP, it goes to hacker DHCP server. Means there's a two-way. First, they are denying our service, the DHCP is blocked. If their purpose is to only deny the service, this is how they deny the service. If they want to attack and get inside our network, they ran its own DHCP as well. And most of our recent clients will connect to the hacker DHCP. So all requests goes to the hacker DHCP server, and after that it comes to my router and goes to the internet. Yes, this is how it works. So I hope the information was very helpful. If it was very helpful, don't forget to subscribe my channel, and until next time, stay safe.